Before you ignore that brown envelope from DWP, listen carefully. This letter could decide whether you receive your winter fuel payment this year or miss an important update. Please listen carefully, because this one letter could decide whether you receive help with your heating bills this winter, whether you need to take action, or whether you are already going to be paid automatically. For many UK pensioners, winter is not just cold weather. It is the season when every pound matters, when the heating bill feels heavier, when people start checking the smart meter before turning the radiator on, and when a simple government payment can bring real relief. So today I am going to explain this clearly, calmly, and step by step. Who is eligible? When the letter comes. When the payment arrives. Who must claim? And the biggest mistake pensioners must avoid. And before we begin, please subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications, because we bring simple UK pension updates in plain English, without panic, without fake rumors, and without confusing government language. Let's start with the most important point. This video is about the winter fuel payment for winter 2026 to 2027. According to gov.uk, if you were born before 28th June 1960, you could get between £100 and £300 to help pay your heating bills for winter 2026 to 2027. Most eligible people get this payment automatically, and eligible people should receive a letter in October or November telling them how much they will get. Most eligible people will then be paid in November or December 2026. Now let's explain eligibility in simple words. If you were born on or before 27th June 1960, and you usually live in England, Wales, or Northern Ireland, you may be eligible for the winter fuel payment. That date matters. It is not just around pension age or over 60. The official date for winter 2026 to 2027 is born on or before 27th June 1960. So if you are watching this for yourself, your mom, your dad, your grandparents, or an elderly neighbor, check the date of birth properly. One date can make a difference. Now, if you live in Scotland, please listen carefully, because the rule is different. Gov.uk says people living in Scotland cannot get the winter fuel payment from DWP, but they may be eligible for Scotland's pension age winter heating payment instead. So if you are in Scotland, do not follow only the England, Wales, and Northern Ireland rule. You need to check the Scottish scheme. The next question is, how much money will you get? This is where many people online make videos saying, everyone gets £300, but that is not correct. The amount depends on your age and your living situation during the qualifying week, which is 21st to 27th September 2026. If you live alone, or nobody you live with is eligible, gov.uk says you will get £200 if you were born between 28th September 1946 and 27th June 1960, and £300 if you were born before 28th September 1946. But if you live with another person who is also eligible, the amount can be different. This is very important. Two pensioners living in the same house may not each get the same full amount. The payment depends on whether you live alone, whether someone else in the house is also eligible, whether you or your partner receive certain benefits, and your date of birth. So do not compare your payment with your friend down the road and think DWP made a mistake straight away. Your friend may live alone, you may live with another eligible person, or your benefit situation may be different. Now let's talk about the letter. The DWP letter is not just a random letter. This letter tells you how much winter fuel payment you should get. Gov.uk says eligible people should get a letter in October or November. That means when autumn comes, pensioners should be watching their post carefully. Do not leave that letter unopened. Do not throw it away with junk mail. Do not assume it is not important. Open it, read it, and keep it somewhere safe. The letter should tell you two important things: how much money you will get, and which bank account it will be paid into. Gov.uk says the payment is usually paid into the same account as your state pension or other benefits. So when you receive the letter, check the amount, check the bank account information, and make sure it looks right. If something seems wrong, do not panic, but do not ignore it either. Use the official Winter Fuel Payment Center details from gov.uk, not a random number from a text message or Facebook post. Now let's explain when the money arrives. Most payments are made automatically in November or December. That means you may get the letter first and the money later. Some pensioners panic when they receive the letter but do not see the money the same day. That is not always a problem. The letter is usually a notice telling you what to expect. The payment normally follows in November or December. But there is an important date. If you do not get a letter, or the money has not been paid into your account by 27th January 2027, gov.uk says you should contact the Winter Fuel Payment Center. Now let's explain who needs to claim. This is very important because most people get the winter fuel payment automatically if they are eligible. Gov.uk says you do not need to claim if you receive state pension, pension credit, universal credit, attendance allowance, PIP, carer's allowance, DLA, income-related ESA, awards from the War Pensions Scheme, industrial injuries disablement benefit, incapacity benefit, or industrial death benefit. In simple words, if DWP already pays you one of these benefits and you meet the eligibility rules, they usually already have your details. But some people do need to claim. Gov.uk says if you do not get those listed benefits, you need to claim if you have not received winter fuel payment before, or if you have deferred your state pension since your last winter fuel payment. This is the point many pensioners miss. They think, I am old enough, so the money will just come. For many people, yes, it will, but not for everyone. If DWP does not already have enough details for you, you may need to make a claim. Now here is the date you wanted to make important in the video. Claims for winter 2026 to 2027 open from 21st September 2026. Say this clearly in the video because it gives people a proper action date. Not July, not August, not right now. The official claim opening date for winter 2026 to 2027 is 21st September 2026. So if someone thinks they need to claim, they should check from that date through official gov.uk or the official Winter Fuel Payment Center. Now let's talk about the biggest mistake pensioners must avoid. The first big mistake is ignoring the letter. Some people receive official letters and feel nervous, so they leave them unopened. But this letter is useful. It can tell you how much you will receive, where the money will go, and whether you need to do anything. Ignoring it can create confusion later. The second big mistake is believing every message online. Every winter, scammers use pension payments to trick older people. They send fake texts, fake emails, and fake links saying, "Your winter fuel payment is ready," or "Click here to confirm your bank details." Gov.uk warns that messages asking for personal details, bank details, or passwords could be scams. So please, never click a suspicious link, never give your bank details through a random message, and never share your national insurance number with someone who phones out of nowhere. The third mistake is thinking everyone gets £300. That is wrong. Some people get £100, some get £200, and some get £300, depending on age and household circumstances. If your neighbor gets more than you, it does not automatically mean you are underpaid. It may simply mean their age, benefits, or living situation is different. Always check the official rules before assuming a mistake. The fourth mistake is missing the claim date. If you need to claim, remember the key date, 21st September 2026. This is when claims for winter 2026 to 2027 open. If you wait too long, forget the date, or assume someone else will sort it, you could delay your payment. So write it down, tell a family member, or put a reminder on your calendar. The fifth mistake is not checking your bank account in November and December. When the payment arrives, it may not look like a big dramatic announcement. It may simply appear in your bank account. That is why the letter matters. It tells you what to expect. If the payment does not arrive by 27th January 2027 and you think you are eligible, then you should contact the Winter Fuel Payment Center. So here is the simple message for every pensioner watching. If you were born on or before 27th June 1960 and usually live in England, Wales, or Northern Ireland, check your eligibility. Watch for your letter in October or November. Read it carefully. Most eligible people will be paid automatically in November or December. If you receive state pension or certain benefits, you normally do not need to claim. But if you have never received the payment before, or you deferred your state pension, you may need to claim. And claims for winter 2026 to 2027 open from 21st September 2026. And please remember, this payment is not just about money. For many pensioners, it is about peace of mind. It is about turning the heating on without feeling guilty. It is about not sitting in a cold room wearing a coat indoors. It is about dignity after years of working, paying taxes, raising families, and contributing to this country. So do not let confusion, fear, or scams stop you from understanding what you may be entitled to. If this video helped you, please subscribe to the channel and share it with someone born before 1960. Share it with your parents, grandparents, neighbors, or anyone who worries about winter bills. And comment "Winter Letter" below if you want me to make a separate video explaining exactly how to read the DWP letter when it arrives. Stay warm, stay careful, and always check official information before giving your details to anyone.